Amy at EuroluxHome.com. Thanks for joining us today here on YouTube. If you are enjoying learning about European antiques, remember to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and maybe even share it with a friend who might also enjoy learning about European antiques. So nowadays, we tend to break furniture down into three main styles: traditional, transitional, and contemporary. So what is traditional furniture? If I had to sum it up in one word, I would say it's classic. The official definition would be that traditional furniture is designed and crafted to reflect the cultural or historical aesthetic of a particular period of time or a particular region. So for instance, we have explored the Gothic style from the 12th century, or the Renaissance style from the 16th century, the Rococo style from the 18th century. And I do invite you to go find our historical overview of the styles of European antique furniture if you'd like to learn more about those styles. We've also explored particular regions, for instance, the Brittany region of France, or the Loire Valley, where the hunting style behind me comes from. So when did we start calling furniture traditional? Well, in general, it's considered once we've moved into the 20th century after World War I, that's when we begin to look back at all of the previous styles of furniture throughout the years, and we call all of those previous styles traditional. And who in general is interested in traditional furniture? By and large, it's older consumers who greatly appreciate history and tradition and especially love luxury, luxurious items in your home. And if we look at, in general, the trend for traditional furniture, where it is most popular, it tends to be areas of the United States in particular that have a European origin or a great European influence. We do find that especially in the American South, such as Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Louisiana had a great French influence, and we really find a lot of consumers in Texas very interested in traditional furniture. And traditional values, of course. We also find a great interest in traditional furniture up in the Northeast, in the New England area, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. But the traditional furniture is just all about elegance and sophistication in your home, making your home look very beautiful. So let's talk about some of the hallmarks of traditional style. The big tipping point is that it is generally ornate and has lots of carvings. So I think you can see behind me, this would be traditional furniture, highly carved, lots of decorative details, lots of moldings. And there is, of course, a range of styles and a range of degrees of carvings. But in general, if you tend to be a little more on the maximalist side, then traditional might be a bit more for you. We do find classic shapes such as the Cabriole leg or the Queen Anne leg, or serpentine chest of drawers, or even columns and pediments, architectural details in the style. We often find high quality materials. Traditional furniture tends to be handcrafted in solid wood, for instance, oak, mahogany, walnut, cherry. And the upholstery tends to be very luxurious. We find satin and velvet, brocade on chairs and sofas. In general, if we look at the color palette for traditional furniture, it is mostly rich, warm colors. Think jewel tones. Or maybe a big leather sofa in deep brown or burgundy, olive green, navy blue, maybe eggplant. And in general, the traditional style is more formal than it is casual. It enables you to create a classic or a historically inspired interior design. So we do have subsets of the overarching traditional style. One would be English traditional. So it was inspired by the English manor homes or English country homes. Think of the big Chesterfield sofas with rolled arms and button tufting, or upholstery with floral patterns. Very classic, elegant, maybe Queen Anne or Georgian style pieces. And then if we take English traditional and then it transferred over to the US, this Queen Anne and Georgian styles were then reinterpreted and became our colonial or federal, sometimes called early American styles. It's more simple and sturdy. Think colonial Williamsburg. That type of furniture would be considered traditional. We do have French provincial or French country, a mixing in of the Louis XV, Louis XVI styles, maybe some empire. You find curves and, in general, lighter colors, more pastels. Fabric, sometimes you'll mix in fabric or wallpaper, toile de Jouy. And finally, our beloved Victorian style, which is ornate and lavish, features heavily carved furniture, lots of ornate details, tufted upholstery, and then decorating the home, filling it with glassware and paintings and art. More is more is more in the Victorian style. So all of those fall under this category of traditional furniture. And if you are a fan of traditional furniture, we here at EuroLuxHome.com would love to work with you. We specialize in highly carved antiques and also traditional antique-inspired new furniture. If I can answer any additional questions for you, please reach out at 803-276-4001. Remember to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and maybe even share it with a friend who might also enjoy learning about European antiques. See you next time.